Okay, last time down the backstretch. Unwind the wheel, let's go.
Open the Lamborghini, hoping the Packer see me. Like, look at that pack of Weezy, he's a me. You know that I'm a problem. Okay, you're a good one. What's a gold to a goblin? Nothing. You ain't scaring nothing. I want my NIL, so I'm going back to college.
All right, folks, welcome back to BEG Wrestling. We are here. And as you can see, we are talking about a lot today. Some heavy hitters. We're talking about Gable, Iowa, Tom Cryin Ryans, and a lot more. And a lot more. But first, we got to get into our subscriber of the week. By the way, real quick, last week we mentioned how these shirts are flying across the country. Well, look at this, folks. Eric. Check it out, Eric, over in California.
Get out.
One of our fans wearing the shirt. He sent us the
right, Eric.
We appreciate you, Eric.
All right.
We appreciate your support.
Daggone.
But this week, we got a name, Teddy Rays 6718. Congratulations, you are our
Teddy
subscriber
Rays.
of the week. Teddy's last week said this podcast is better than Flow. Oh, we know.
Wow.
We always appreciate hearing it, Teddy.
Well,
so email us your size and address, and you're getting a BEG Wrestling t-shirt, baby.
You know, this is episode 31.
Yeah.
Now, when we first started, my personal over-under was like maybe 3. I mean, let's face it, you were a bit of a blister.
You've been talking about it.
You were a bit of a blister back in the day. I thought, oh boy, yeah, let's do a podcast. But here we are, 31 episodes later.
We got a lot more coming, folks. A
God.
lot of stuff to talk about. Man, we got a heavy offseason. As you can see, folks, we got to first address Gable. He's in the room in Iowa. We have reports, folks. He's getting 1 to 1.1 million from Iowa. In fact, last week, Vince Capri commented, this is actually immediately after our episode, that Gopher apparently have about 500,000 for Gable, but rumor has it 1 million is on the table from a few schools in Iowa. And then another report came out announcing how he's getting 1.1 million.
Oh my God. You notice the one thing though? A lot of these comments that come in, they're knowledgeable comments.
We're learning a lot.
I know. I'm learning more from you guys. You are from me.
Yes.
Yeah, gone.
Posted on the Scramble, breaking news, Gable Stevenson is likely to commit to Iowa today after verbally accepting an offer of $1.1 million. Additionally, he will receive another $200,000 guaranteed for camps. Wow. Source, Gary Steven Sayak.
You know, just for kicks and giggles, I don't play the lottery, but it's like 900 million Powerball. Okay, so I thought, what the heck? Here's $2. I put $2 in the machine because if I would win, now
He'd be wrestling for Penn State.
A healthy portion is going to go to helping people, helping SPCAs, but the lion's share, folks, is going into wrestling. I'm half tempted to go to like F&M, Franklin and Marshall, and I'm going to just start buying people. I'm going to turn F&M into a powerhouse.
Well, hey, who says
I could do it?
Who says you couldn't?
That's right. 1.1. That's nothing.
I don't know if
that's nothing. Gable, you come over here, I'll give you 1.5.
Wow.
Bam. I mean, that's all you're wrestling for, right? The money.
Well, coming back. Hey, Lil Wayne is talking about NIL money at the ESPYs, as we saw in our intro there. People are hearing about this NIL money. This is sounding like it's a real deal. A lot, Corey, in fact, my brother, no one's getting real NIL money. I'm so sick of hearing about it. Well, we keep hearing about it. I think people are getting money. I think, and if anyone's getting money, Gable would be the one.
Well, on the surface, wrestling, let's be honest, folks, it's a niche little sport. So on the surface, I'm thinking, well, that kind of makes sense, what Corey's saying, that all the figures are way below what all the rumors are. And that kind of makes sense, except for this. There's a lot of testosterone out there, folks, and people with a lot of money and testosterone. And I'm just saying, if I'm a rich guy and I want a nice little Christmas present for myself,
Buying Gable Stevens
yeah, I might buy myself a team.
for your heavyweight division.
I mean, going. I mean, Tom Brands and Bourmet, they're out there. They got it all figured out. Here's the thing, though, and this is the truth, is where is the most money in these boosters? I hate to say it, folks, but it's Penn State by like tenfold. Penn State has more money in there surrounding that program in their boosters. So I've read and heard multiple times over. I don't have any actual facts here. I can't get papers out and show you, look, right there. No, I don't have that, but I do have a lot of, I've heard that so many times. However, I guess that's irrelevant because all you need is one Elon Musk that likes Michigan, and money's not an issue. Money's not an issue. I tell you.
Well, we mentioned earlier how, we wouldn't know anyway because Penn State's one of the few institutions with private financial records. So let's keep that in mind. Real easy when everything's private to just say, nothing is happening.
Let's look at the 3 transfers they got. Everybody wants to lump Penn State along with Iowa and Michigan as the people out there whoring out their programs. But the facts are, and I've stated here before, and this is just facts, I believe Ben Askren when he's talking on his podcast and he says Mitchell got nothing. I believe Nagel when he's doing an interview with Bashamania and says people would call me stupid for going to Penn State, referring to the amount of money he got. And as far as Truex, I've not seen one rumor about him getting money. And everyone else that's been involved in one of the big dogs involved in this portal and NIL stuff, all these rumors came out. Well, he's offered $100,000 over here. This one's $250,000 over here. I have not heard anything about Bernie Truex.
You haven't heard it. I have a hard time believing these young kids with no money in the bank are just picking at a Goodwill Penn State.
Well, one of the guys
got to be something going on there.
Get out of here. You think the Penn State guys aren't going to get NIL money? Yes, I do. I think they'll all get very nice NIL money after they're there. But the difference with what Penn State and why Penn State doesn't deserve to be clumped in with the Iowas and Michigans is I don't think up to this point that we've been out buying people. I mean, I think the winning tradition and the Kale and the whole coaching staff and reputation, the quality of that room, the seriousness of the individual to be the best he can be, and all the other facts have driven people to Penn State.
Okay, well, I'll say this. NIL just started. Penn State, yes, they're on year 10, 11, 12, whatever, of this dynasty. So they have a big head start. We will see how things change and evolve as the years go and as this NIL continues to further impact the sport. Because I think it will, year by year, and I think we're already seeing it, this advantage that Penn State has built up, that'll chip away. It's going to start chipping away. I do have a question, though. If Gable does go to Iowa, is Tom Brands the new leader in the clubhouse for most valuable purchaser of the year?
I guess so, because, again, we don't know anything. Let's pretend that up to this point, there's no official names out as far as the gambling thing. So right now, as what we know, Cassiope has a year, and he's coming back, and Cassiope happens to be pretty good. I'm not even going to bring up Keeter. You're going to shove Keeter out of wrestling for good. Keeter's going to end up saying, look, coach, look, I did real good over here in football. A lot of NFL guys are talking, hey, look, we're aware of Iowa's tight ends, and you're looking real promising there. And, I can't wrestle this year because you brought in Olympic champ. And you know what, Tom? Maybe it's not going to work out.
Well, are we already not seeing that? Because I know you didn't bring up Max Murin.
Yeah, the old Hawkeye.
Hawkeyes
are leaving the nest.
How is this Brands House of Cards holding up?
No, that one shocked me. that one shocked me. Is where the heck did he go again?
Brown, RTC.
That's right. That one shocked me because I really thought he's like another Caleb Young, or he's another Marinelli, or like he's a real homeboy there. And that one shocked me. But, and I think everybody kind of liked Max Murin. He's a tough son of a gun, he was, and hard-nosed Pennsylvania wrestler. And in all seriousness, I like all of Iowa's guys. Brown, I know maybe he's going to be helping coach or something. I don't know, but it still shocked me. I mean, you take RBY. Did you hear RBY? He's going to be wrestling for
I did. Mexico at the senior level. Yeah.
Now, maybe somebody can write in and correct me here, but I'm under the understanding he just signed up for Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. So he actually will train at Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, but almost like a lot of Michigan guys do. Like Amin, he trains at Michigan, but he actually wrestles for what country is Amin wrestling? Anyway, you know. Well, I think RBY is going to be training at Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, but will be wrestling for Mexico, and I'll be cheering him on.
Well, I mean, I have a question. This might be a dumb question, but how can you just have this dual, like, the option? Like, did he ever live in Mexico?
You mean what country to?
Yeah.
I think there are some rules there. Like, somebody from your family has to be actually from there.
I gotta say, dude,
it's not like Strachey can go say no. Actually, Strachey could wrestle for Italy if he wanted to, because I think someone's in the family.
How?
Let's say Aaron Brooks.
Okay, in all seriousness, though, dude, how much sense does that make? Did RBY has he ever lived in Mexico?
About as much as the NIL right now, but
I mean,
go ahead.
What do you mean? What are you talking about, dude? If someone's just in your family, you can just go wrestle for another country, and like, I don't understand the why. Why does he want to go? I mean, okay, well, I get he's trying to represent his heritage. I guess that's why, but like,
that is a good question there.
I don't understand what.
Technically, he's going 57, and I'd love to hear an interview.
I mean, and to the other point, I mean, you were made in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were made in America, dude.
He had a serious chance of winning that spot for America, but he didn't try, and maybe he just didn't have time to get down to that size. I mean, that's a big drop. From going from 133 to 57 kilograms. How much is that? I ain't got my. I don't have you guys know it's a decent drop. What is it? 8 pounds, whatever. But yeah, maybe he just wasn't ready. I don't know. He couldn't get down for the trials or whatever. But somehow he didn't even compete for the American
spot. Doesn't make any sense to me. That whole thing with like. Okay, I get trying to represent your culture, your heritage. I just don't if you never lived there, it's like, what?
I know.
I mean, does that make a lot of sense, dude?
No.
And it's serious. I mean,
no, and that's why it was so special. College wrestling is so special to so many of us because you know what the big thing about college wrestling is? We're all team oriented. We love rooting for our team. You know, you go off to this international wrestling and stuff. Yeah, we're rooting for our favorite guys. No, but it's not the same as rooting for that team title. And, you know, yep, I'm a big Penn State homer, but I respect anyone that's really into this sport, that's rooting for their team. There's a huge outcry, and hopefully a growing outcry that eventually just bursts and bubbles over, and that is for a duals national champion. And what we already have a national champion. The national championship, we have a point system there, and the winning points of that team, that's the team champ. No, we don't change a thing there, but we add to it a duals national champion. And that would be so great. Anything more wrestling would be so great. And people would be into that probably more than the Nationals.
Yeah.
Because they're so team driven. I mean,
I could see that.
Cash in on what people are really excited about. Why you think college wrestling's got all the fans and international wrestling, you know, At least
none, not a lot.
Yeah.
not a lot. Okay, I can't get before we move past this RBY. I mean, is it a lineup situation thing? Is that like he knows he's not going to make it in America?
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm guessing, and maybe we'll learn again from the comments, but I'm guessing that it was a weight issue. Now, Gilman, I don't know how RBY and Gilman shake down when they're practicing. Maybe I don't know, maybe he couldn't beat Gilman. I got to think that's really close.
And I mean, even so, he's still young. Why are you running, dude? Don't run away. Run to it.
Well, I think
I don't like
he
it.
ultimately is going UFC, is RBY.
Well, we saw him in the old roll around. What was that?
Yeah, the grappling.
The grappling match.
Yeah, but he's going actual or UFC is
Okay.
I think the goal I've heard in interviews before. He wants to win the Olympic title and then go UFC. That's the whole goal. And I don't put anything by the kid because he's obviously very disciplined, very driven, and very talented and very quick.
Yeah.
You need some more varies. I can keep going.
I wish very much that he would wrestle for America.
Yeah,
How about that?
That's true.
All right, we got to move on. You got a pet peeve going on with Tom Cryin Ryan's out of Ohio State. Oh my goodness, he had some strong comments about Penn State. We'll put them up on the screen, folks. But do you want to go ahead and read them because
Man, let me first
train
say
went off.
I respect Tom Ryan and always has because I think Tom Ryan is trying to run a program similar to what like Kale has going on. And I mean, Kale is such yes, Kale has a strong desire to win and Kale hates to lose. But I think there's lines Kale will not cross in order to get a win. And I think we're seeing Tom, like I see Tom Ryan, and the very first thing, like he's commenting on the NIL and the portals and going out and buying your team. And he's made some good statements there as far as we didn't see it as worth the money. A guy that's may get second. We already have a guy that might get fourth. Why do I want to put that much money? And I still believe in my guy that gets fourth may beat this guy. Anything. It's like he is purposely not trying to be a Brands and a Bourmet. And so I respect that about Tom Ryan. Unfortunately, the old jealousy bone, I think, popped out there a little bit.
Well, I'll read the quote here. We've seen Penn State. I mean, they had Michael Beard, who gray-shirted, red-shirted, qualified for NCAAs, and they went and got Max Dean. I want to use the word, they're kind of assassins in many ways, talking about Cale Sanderson. Just doesn't care, and he'll do what it takes to win. Now, I want to win as bad as anybody, but it is that a method, Ryan said. So we can raise the money, we can get NIL money, and yes, I believe we'll beat them. I mean, they just picked up a couple of transfers, and they've completely increased the power of their lineup in the last 6 weeks. I felt very confident that the talent we brought in out of high school was better than the talent they brought in at high school, but they've gone into the portal and grabbed some real studs, and it's going to make it very difficult.
Zach, can you put up on here right now? Shame. Shame. Come on, Tom. Come on, Tommy. He went out and grabbed Dean.
He's playing
Dude,
the moral card.
You know as well as I know, as well as everybody knows, because it's been said in 100 interviews that Gabe reached out for Max to Penn State. Penn State didn't reach out to anybody. You knew that the whole time. So I don't know what sort of picture you're trying to paint here, but that's not the right picture. And daggone, I want to use the word, they're kind of assassins. Well, Kale is that when it comes to winning. But what you're accusing him of doing is going out and buying a team, and we have no evidence of that yet. Well, what about them 3 transfers? We just talked about that, okay? He just doesn't care. Wow. Yes, he does care, and I think it shows. And I really like Tom Ryan. I do. I think he's a great guy. And what am I? I'm just a truck driver fan. Does Tom Ryan care if I like him or not? No. No, he don't care, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, if he wants a little piece, real little piece of the perception that he's creating, and that's coming from this show, is that was stanky. That whole thing you said was stanky.
How about instead of Tom Cryin Ryans, we go with Firing Ryans. Tom Firing Shots Ryan.
You know, and I'm constantly everybody.
I love it. I love him going at Kale. Let's go, baby.
I know, and
the whole nation's teaming up on Kale. Let's go.
We're in this fantasy league, and of course, I'm the big Penn State homer. So over half the league now is purposely picking anybody they want. Iowa, most of them are jumping on the Iowa ship. This one jumps on Ohio State once in a while, and he's not sure if it should be Ohio State or Iowa.
Michigan, I haven't decided yet.
Anything against Wayne. Get Wayne. And they're just blasting me. And I tell you, right now, I go home every championship with this little grin on my face. Yeah.
It ain't gonna last forever. Especially now. I'll tell you right now. All right. What about Ohio? Obviously, apparently Ohio State hasn't gotten any transfers ever.
Wow. You know what? Let me think about that. Wow, I should know that.
Tom Ryan has never actually gotten any transfers living by his word. We'll have to do some research. Maybe we'll have to check the comments and go back to that next episode. You can't think of any off the top of your head.
Well, come on. Let me have a roster.
All right, I got to say something.
You hit me from left field on that one.
Wow.
But on the surface, I'm going to say, okay, I can't think of any.
And first question
kudos to Tom Ryan for that, because I like that. However, that's the old days, Tom. And the old days are gone now.
Yeah, I'm not saying kudos. Maybe he's just saying that because he can't get any transfer.
I don't know.
By the way, Ohio State's got money, dude.
Yeah, they got a nice facility.
They got their football team makes like the most money of any college football team. That university, I'm pretty sure that university makes more revenue than any other university in the country. Where's the money at? Maybe Tom Branch should embrace the transfer portal and call up some of these Ohio State boosters.
Well, whether it's Tom Ryan and Kale and all of them other coaches that are trying to run a straight ship, and they're trying to, you know what? I'm going to grab the people I recruited, and we're going to get good that way. Like, I really respect that. But at some point,
you're turning a new leaf.
If you can't beat them, join them. I hate to say that, because it makes me ill.
That's what the sport is now, dude.
It makes me ill.
Get with it. But I'll tell you right now, Michigan dominating Ohio State both in football with Harbaugh now and now with Bourmet over Ryan's. Boy, Ohio State better do something.
Well,
I was a Ohio State fan all my life growing up.
I still believe that karma or whatever things. You're gonna think I would have lost even with Stevenson coming back doing this, which it just doesn't look good. You're dropping down a level just for a big money grab. I mean, that doesn't look real great. At least to me, it doesn't. Sometimes things have a way of coming back and biting you. Let me introduce you to
Gable
Spencer.
Would lose?
No, Spencer. That's a bad example because Spencer wasn't in this boat at all. But with Gable Stevenson, I'm just saying, that takedown that Paris got on him at the at Final X. To me, a lot of times you crack that shell a little bit and give someone a look. I'll tell you a great example is Arizona State's heavyweight, and I'm having a brain fart right now. Big guys pushes everybody off for stall calls, and
well, if you're talking about game plans, aren't you what about RBY when he wrestled with one arm? Because what's his name?
Well, yeah. Let me finish my thought in the sense that it was a prototype on here's a weakness.
Yeah,
you can expose.
You see it all the time.
And I tell you, you say, well, not everybody is Paris, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of great coaches out there, and I'm studying that film and I'm seeing the weakness. I know one thing. You can't just go start wrestling Gable Stevenson defensively. You're going to have to attack. I know that. And, somebody that's got a lot of speed, that'd be helpful.
Ferrari. Yeah, we talked about that last week.
That takedown stuck in my head, though. It was fairly easy.
You see that across all sports.
Yeah, when Mason Paris
they figure
took down
out
Gable.
how the what is that quarterback not good at, or what's that wrestler's weakness, dude? It's a whole different game.
Yeah.
Once the other coaches figure out what your weakness is, and then they only attack that. Only attack that.
I'm telling you, that was big right there, and it brought back memories of Kassar, because I tell you, the other big part of this puzzle is you got to have a guy that's got in his head, he's not walking on that mat intimidated. He's walking on the mat, I expect to win this. And Kassar obviously did that both times. And quite honestly, I think Stevenson's getting there. And I'd love to see, Hendrickson.
You mean Paris is getting there with Stevenson?
Or yeah, Paris is getting there with Steven. Things. But Hendrickson is a dangerous one, and others. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how good this Christian Carroll is. We'll see how good Feldman is. And I'm just saying, no, I guess Stevenson won't lose this year, probably. But on the other hand,
and he's gonna make $1 million.
Wow! It wouldn't shock me.
He's gonna come back, return to being the king of the world in his own world, and he's getting $1 million.
Well, he's got his plate full now because Russia's in the national or the world championships.
Good.
Yeah, I
bring him on, Putin.
Yeah, and I tell you, Russia's got some major heavyweights. So does Iran. But wow, I can't wait for 74 with Dake. I want Dake to get his revenge against that. I can't remember where he's from. He beat him at the Olympics, and the Russian gold medalist. I can't wait. I simply can't wait for them matches, because Dake is so good. He is that daggone guy. His defense is just so tight. That's going to be fun.
All right, we'll wrap up. Any final comments on Ohio State? We got Ohio State-Michigan match, dual meet breakdown on deck, but there's moving pieces here. So, maybe this week, maybe next week. Any final thoughts on Tom Brands? Everyone knew Tom.
Well, I mean, that's tough. If you do an interview, you might a lot of times end up saying something that doesn't come out the right way and stuff, or at that moment you were. And I just have a lot of respect for Tom Ryan. I didn't like that interview at all. I disagreed with several parts of the interview. He claimed that his recruiting has been better than Penn State. Oh?
Well, okay, go. Hang on, dude. If that's the case, then the coaching is much worse. Because it has to be one or the other.
Well, yeah, I know.
Clearly, you're not the same.
Well, they got pound for pound 1, 2, 3, and we got number 9. Well, our number 9 got second, and they had one of them 3 place. Where'd Mendez get?
Yikes.
6 or something like that. So now,
how long
granted, Feldman was hurt, and Bazakis redshirted. I understand, people. Boy, wait till the Ohio State people hear this. Oh, boy.
Oof, wow.
I mean, I got Iowa.
Maybe they're calling for
Iowa's calling me up every day.
I know. We get
Get Santa Claus off there. The one guy.
Well, we'll get in.
Santa Claus.
Oh, Frankie Cal. We'll get in.
I'm going to wear a Santa Claus suit come December.
Christmas. All right, I
will.
All right, let's move on. The conference schedules were released. Anything that stuck out to you here?
Yeah.
What?
Iowa. Here's the way I see it, folks. There's 5 big dogs in the Big Ten: Penn State, Iowa, Michigan, Ohio State, and Nebraska. Okay. So normally we want to see all them 5 wrestling the other 4. We want to see all of them duels, because so many of the other duels aren't even going to be interesting anymore.
Correct.
Well, there's only 2 teams that wrestle all 4 other big dogs from the Big Ten. That's Penn State, of course. They wrestle everyone every year. I know it's the Big Ten makes up its schedule. You don't act like they ran away. But Penn State and Michigan wrestle all other 4. But, you got like Iowa. Iowa doesn't wrestle Ohio State.
I saw that.
And every one of the other three only wrestle three of the big dogs. And, I'm just glad that, a strong team like Iowa, you're spending $1.1 million to fill one weight class that at least, they don't get Ohio State, but at least they're making it up with a tough tournament. They're going to the toughest tournaments out there, like the Soldier Salute and stuff. I mean, they're not messing around. We're going where the competition is.
Soldier Salute, baby.
Yeah.
Now that is the real deal, right?
Mr. Brands, aren't you going to collegiate duels anymore? No. We signed up for the Soldier Salute. Well, who's going to be there? Well, Clarion's going to be there. And Edinburgh. No, I forget who's there. Isn't there some Division II schools or something there?
Panera Bread University's showing up.
No, I'm just.
Hey, my Nettie, come on, Brands! By the way, salute to the soldiers, dude. Remember we said that on one of our first ever episodes.
I know, and then now Clarion
half a year later
is mad at me. Look, if I win that $900 million, I got something for you, okay? Because most of that money I'm just gonna throw at wrestling. I'm throwing all that money at wrestling.
We're just gonna no. I say we pick the university who supports us the most. You're getting all the money, all the wrestlers.
Well.
All right, a couple things I noticed here. Penn State on the road at Iowa and Michigan. Any potential there? On the road, hostile environment. Those are the two matches we want
I'm
to see.
so glad it's at Iowa.
I can't wait.
And I hope they have Stevenson.
And I hope they got Angel Rivera.
If you can, go buy someone else. Can you go buy something else?
Rivera's in the house. Angel Rivera will be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, wow, you talk about being in a hostile environment on the road. Could Penn State lose either one of them?
Wow, I tell you what.
About how they could.
It reminds me of, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun.
That'll be fun.
So
you mentioned
enjoy that.
Iowa, no Ohio State. They do have Nebraska and Michigan both on the road. Who's winning Iowa, Michigan? In Michigan. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that, man.
That's going to be a great, maybe the duel of the year right there.
I want a camera on each coach. Borme and Ryan's, because that could be the winner of that match could be our MVP. Most valuable.
I'll tell you another duel of the year will actually be Cornell and Penn State at the collegiate duels. I assume they're both going again.
Who's that? Cornell and Penn State?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Cornell is locked and loaded. Ohio State's tough.
Ohio State's the one.
They got a couple guys in there that no one's heard much of their names, but their lineup's solid the whole way. So
you mentioned Ohio State. They do have Michigan at home. So they're going to need any little advantage they can get.
Yeah.
Any other things on the schedule?
Well, I would have loved to seen, if all this money's flowing around. I was really rooting for Gable. And I guess it's still possible because, well, from what you read, it doesn't sound possible. But Iowa State, man, if they could have plugged that spot at heavyweight with a Gable, Iowa State, I just love their lineup the whole way up. Now, a couple people have to stay. Redding would have to stay at 33. I hear rumors that he's not going to be there. In fact, the one guy wrote on our comments, and I think he's an insider. He knows more than us on this.
I'll get into that.
There's several that are going to bump up. They must have a new weight training dude over there. I don't know, but I root for I root for Iowa State. I kind of like them.
Well, I hope Gable goes to Iowa, and I tell you right now, if Gable goes to Iowa and AJ goes to Iowa, I think I'm moving to Iowa to film a season-long documentary. Brands, let me finish.
Iowa single-handedly saved college wrestling because
that would be the most entertaining wrestling team of all time, without a doubt.
Now with this stupid podcast,
without a doubt.
What do we got to talk about if it wasn't for Tom Brands in Iowa and all the antics that are going on over there?
I know, because Kale is so boring. He gives us absolutely nothing, dude. Maybe someday. All right, Miles Amin won gold. Took revenge. Avenge a loss to Kruglev at the Budapest. Mean anything?
No, but I'd like to mention the Americans did quite nice. Snyder, Snyder won,
That's right.
Valencia won, Paris won. All got
I
gold.
saw that.
How about
Vito won, didn't he?
No, Vito got bronze along with Zane Richards and Chance. And Lee and McKenna got silver.
Okay.
So Nick Lee, I mean, now he lost in the finals 10-0, but
Yikes.
you can't go off of that in freestyle. I mean, if 10-0 in folk style is a whole lot different than 10-0 in freestyle. But that was fairly nice results. I know Nittany Lion Wrestling Club have to be excited. They had Snyder get first. They had even their Paige, their female wrestler, got first.
Yep.
And then
Good turnout.
Nick Lee got silver.
Weren't there like more participants than ever? Or entries or something? Higher turnout?
You mean
Wrestling's growing, right?
At Budapest? I don't
I'm
know.
talking
I don't
about-
know. But I do know this. I'm excited that Russia is in. I'm just excited.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, the thing is Russia is so good that I might be alone with this, but we have this process to pick our team, right? I just wish it was one extra step. First off, it's more wrestling for us fans to see. And second off, I don't like everything coming down to one day. You know how important it is that we get our best representative. Let's say at 57. And Zane Richards beats Gilman. I almost would like them, it's the best of 3 series. I almost would like them to be on separate days. Or
Yeah, I agree with that.
just because one day somebody could be slightly ill, and all of a sudden we ain't got our best guy. And I'm not saying Zane Richards ain't legitimately better than Gilman right now. He earned the spot. I understand that, folks. I'm just saying I want the true representative. Personally, it'd be the best of 3, just like we have it.
And we all should win.
But it'd be the best of 3, best of 3s. Did I say that right? In other words, Zane would have to come back and beat Gilman again 2 out of 3 on another date.
Oh, wow.
And if Gilman won that, then we go to a third one.
Potentially 9
Now, that's a little much, but
How about just
heaven
the
forbid
3
we have
matches
more wrestling to watch.
on 3 I'd be fine with just the 3 matches on 3 different days.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Take the best of 3.
Just so it's a different day.
Yeah.
Somebody can, in case they're a little sluggish that day, we all know there's certain days we're just not our A game.
Yeah.
You know? And
I don't feel like I'm on my A game today.
the thing is when we're talking about beating Russia, this is going to be a war come here, the World Championships. Do we have what it takes to beat Russia and be the world champions, USA? Yes. But everything has to go right. And step 1 is that's make sure we have our absolute best guys. And I've already mentioned it on a previous podcast, that separate little item, that rule that should be in there, that whole Brooks Valencia thing that took place.
Yep.
Something about that stunk too.
Brooks should have a chance.
Brooks should have a chance if we have that exact scenario happening. But it is what it is. I mean, all us fans can only do is scream a little bit, cry some,
And
pull
make
off
a podcast.
maybe do a little Tom Ryan here and there.
I'm right. Yeah, he reminded me of Nick Saban, man, coming out in the offseason, just taking the moral high ground. But all right, let's go into some comments review from last week's episode.
I hope you mention a couple.
We got quite a few here, so we'll try to rip through them here. A couple from KC5486. First of all, he said Swiderski isn't going back down to 141. Iowa State has some iron build-up between 49 and 65, so that addressed our 141 breakdown last week. He said Swiderski's not going down.
He says, what? He says maybe he's not going down? Casey Swiderski? Who said that? Casey said Swiderski is not going down? Just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. It could be.
Yeah, I mean,
Could be, right? I don't know.
Is he talking about himself in the third person?
I don't know. I don't know.
It'd be like me saying, yeah, Beaver is not going down.
I think I'd have fun with that if I was in his shoes. Yes.
All right. Well, he also said, do you guys think smaller or less popular wrestling programs will start dying again because of the portal? Shane Griffith is arguably why Stanford is still around, and he hit the highway.
Well, that's been my fear all along, is the fact that you're less competitive, there's less interest towards that program, and then the first time that they have a little money problem, and well, we need to cut some sports here. Look, I don't like anything going that direction, and that's why I like when a small program can come up and shock one of the big dogs once in a while. I just liked everything.
Well, I mean, to counter that, how about Penn State adding a D3 Altoona men's and women's wrestling program? You see that?
Yeah.
So we're adding. Penn State is adding programs.
Well,
what?
Things are going right. I mean, the thing is, what is that? Division II, Division III?
3.
But we should send down our third stringers. We might be able to.
I got to be honest. That's what I first thought. I thought, are they so stacked, dude? They're just trying to.
I would.
Let's stay close to the program.
That's not a bad idea.
Stay close to the program. We'll go to Altoona for a year.
Have them go Division I. And then, just to keep the guys happy, say Facundo can't start. Facundo, you'll be going to Altoona this year, and we hope to bring you back up. Let's work on some things down at the farm club.
Is it a farm system? Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was. Is it a farm camp, dude? Where hey, let's go train a year, get better, then come back.
We might have hit on something there. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Keeping all your guys, because we talked about all these guys that are going to eventually be transferring portals out of these big programs because they get lumped up. Iowa's they got a real crapshoot going on this.
Iowa needs to open up a D3 program for some of these kids.
I imagine Cassiope and Kennedy are
my goodness,
just happy as larks.
Oh my goodness! All right. Okay, Mark Long. In regards to the GOAT team, well, you mentioned that last week they could have lost, but you said Metcalf.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. That bothered me to no end, folks.
Not Metcalf.
Brain fart. It was Ironside.
It was Ironside.
And I
got decked.
I know. That was so...
I thought when you said it, that don't sound
Let me explain something. This is basically live. We don't stop. We don't have time to stop and say, well, let's do that over. No.
We prepare before the show, folks.
Hit record.
We go.
Zach, you got 30 minutes. Let's go. Hit record. I'm gone. I got to get some rest. I'm going out in the truck tonight. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out, whoever did.
Yeah, that was Mark.
Yeah, that was
Long.
Yeah, and
maybe that was Mark Ironside if we're going with just
yeah, because we tried to make the case that
they should have lost. They did. They should have lost that dual meet.
Yeah, well,
Iowa team.
Yeah, I think he was 141, and we were making the case that Bartlett, if we changed his name to Sledgehammer, Sledgehammer could beat Ironside.
Yeah,
I can't believe I forgot Ironside's name. But
all right. How about Ralphie Wiggs in response to our behind the scenes short? He says, "Well, this is sort of disillusioning. I was imagining a professional studio with a chain-smoking audio engineer and producer in a glass booth."
Are you kidding?
Well,
I got one little girl right here. Hi, sweetie.
We got kids.
She's looking at me. Now she's
watching
looking
us.
at me.
We got a live audience here, folks. You don't even know it.
There's another cute little girl over there. One guy said, did you hear the one guy? Do I hear little kids in the background, or am I losing my mind?
Am I tripping or something? Yeah. No. That's why we showed you behind the scenes, folks. But, all right. Drama King, one of our loyal fans. Colleges are woke.
Whoa!
They want to get rid of wrestling because it's not diverse enough, meaning there are too many white kids that are good at it. They say this is despite the fact that basketball and football are decidedly not diverse in the opposite direction. That's the reason colleges want to get rid of wrestling and NIL, and the portal are going to kill programs, which is why they won't fix it. Brings up a touchy subject.
Wow.
Drama King brings up an interesting point. A touchy subject there.
All I know is
I don't know the politics behind it, but
the only thing about that, I don't even want to put my brain into that, because That's kind of feels like it's going down politic lane.
We don't really get into politics.
And I just stay away
from sports.
Stay away. And please let us have our wrestling
sports, dude.
Let us have we do have a problem here. And I don't know how, and I don't even know how to comment on that. I mean, we got all kinds of problems. But right now, the biggest problem that I want to see addressed is auditing of the NIL. I don't think that's too much to ask.
No.
If we got a guy that's transferring, make sure it's an actual business owner that's giving him money, not under any stipulation. You got to go to my university. And anyway.
All right, maybe we'll get into that in a future episode. A couple more here. Michael Bradford, 4444. Finally, a wrestling channel that decided to stop looking the other way and show some disdain for Gable Stevenson, the alleged two-time rapist. Any other state than Minnesota would have convicted him. Maybe the third victim. Justice may prevail.
Wow.
Maybe after the third victim. Well, I mean,
I think we touched on that last episode.
Yeah,
and
we did.
I mean, again, that whole thing.
I'll say this, kids, listen, you got to be aware of what you're doing. Put yourself in good situations.
And the people you're around, because if it happens to be false and it was just a...
I mean, let's be honest. Yes, technically you're innocent until proven guilty, but the way opinions work, you're guilty until proven innocent.
Well, I haven't forgotten about Gable Stevenson and these things, and I'm not saying no judgment that he's guilty. I'm just saying I'm uncertain, and
as am I.
I'm not writing off that. I don't know.
It is what it is. All right, one final one. We had a big-time fan here. Frankie Cow says, why is this Santa Claus and Nerd Neck hating on Bo?
Ouch. Are you kidding me? Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Just for that, I'm losing weight. Right now, I'm losing weight.
Frankie, email us your address and underwear size. You're getting a pair of BEG underwear. Our faces on your crotch. Santa Claus and Nerd Neck on your crotch. You like that, Frankie?
You know the one thing I said, who did I say it to? Okay, we got off to a fairly decent start with this podcast, and so I said part of it is people are just perplexed. How does an old guy, fat old guy, what house? I thought, because every other podcast you see, it's actual wrestlers. Like they just got done practice and they're sitting down doing the podcast. Next sits down this old fat guy with white beard, Santa Claus, sitting down there. And what? And
well, listen,
turns out Santa Claus knows as much as they know about wrestling.
But more. Santa Claus knows more. He knows if you've been good or bad. Hey, before we go, we were in the Poconos this weekend.
Oh.
You drove a Lamborghini, dude. We started the episode with it. We didn't even talk about it. Tell us what that was like.
All right. They held me back, Zach. They held me back. Going instructor. Okay, I did drive this Lamborghini to 105. The first lap, the instructor's there. Now it's totally me driving. It's not like he's got a brake pedal or anything over there. And he's like, he's going off perception again. Oh, here comes that big fat guy. And slow this down, slow it down. Well, it got so bad that the guy behind me, he said, well, look, this guy behind us, I'm going to let him pass. Well, he passed. And then lap 2, I said, oh, no, by the way, I drive a double trailers truck to New York City almost every day.
I think I might know what I'm doing.
Can you cool the jets over there a little bit? Let me get in this gas pedal a little bit. And then the guy that he let pass me, he held me up. I wanted to do 125, and the cushion kept getting... As soon as I was in the...
Just did not let it go. Let it go. Oh, we went there rooting for 125, and we got $1.05.
Oh,
in a Lambo.
But that was so cool.
All right, yeah.
That was a present by Zach and the rest of the family. Thank you, guys.
A Christmas present or something. One extreme
birthday
experience.
present, Christmas present, whatever. Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Drive a Lamborghini at Pocono
Huracan,
Speedway.
a Lamborghini.
We were up in Penn State. We were up in Nittany Lion Country, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there
Up
were
there
a couple people who I saw
Old
looking
Long
at
Pond.
us
Oh,
side-eyed.
that was incredible. That was incredible. Loved it.
All right. Anything else? That's it. Right?
Oh no, there's one final thing. Maybe I shouldn't even say this.
What?
You're running off to some wedding next week. You're saying, well, I don't know if we can do this podcast next week. I'm not sure.
We're gonna pull a rabbit out of the hat, maybe.
I
Sunday
don't.
night.
We'll try to see what we can do.
We might
There's
miss
a chance.
next week, folks. We might not. We're gonna do everything we can.
That's surprising.
Until next time, folks. This is BEG Wrestling.
Thank you.
I love great shots. Don't you love great shots? Oh, don't be the dud in the group.
Here at BEG, we can cover any event, promote your business, or even produce your show.
There's nothing like the perfect shot.
Nice stick, nice
Thanks.
stick.
Thank you. My birthday. Is it your birthday? Are you getting married?
Birthdays, weddings, even your local charity event, and things that you haven't even thought about. Specializing in real estate and business marketing, BEG is here to help you remember your event and ramp up your business.
It's okay. It's all about having the right angles. Ooh. Oh, Lord. Wow. BEG to make money. BEG to make memories. Just make it easy with BEG.
Check us out at beaverenterprisegroup.com on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram.